So I've decided to do another Budget Buds video, and today we got a pair of earphones from a company called APIE? I don't know. So this is the box that they came in, and especially compared to the first ones I reviewed, it's very basic. It's very minimalistic. There's not really much happening. It's literally just the company name in a box. And looking around it, the only place that actually says the earphone name is down in the corner under the barcode on the back. So let's open up the box and see what's on the inside. Again, as I expected, very basic. I think it's actually, they've included quite a lot of extra buds, which I'm quite surprised about for the price. And it's not really that hard, but a shell case for the earphones, but I'm guessing they're in there because there's nowhere else they could possibly be. Oh, and a little manual with the specs and how to wear them, because everyone needs that information. So let's open up this case. Oh, got some Velcro. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that they've included this net pouch. I'm surprised about it, but I suppose it's quite good because you can put a few extra buds in there. Maybe one of them headphone splitters with the double headphone jacks on them, which of course is cool if you want to share music with your friends. So I'm surprised for the price that they'd include that, but yeah, could be very useful. So if we just take the cool little Velcro strip off there, it's quite cool. I mean, to be fair, I personally don't use carry cases or like ties very often with my earphones. I mean, I probably should. They probably last slightly longer if I did, but I don't. So one thing I've noticed straight away is they definitely feel a lot cheaper than the first ones I did. And again, I know the other ones did have that shiny metallic finish like these ones do. I've noticed these ones definitely look a lot cheaper. So that is the unboxing of the APIE P100 earphones and everything you get with them. So after about 2 weeks of having them, let's see how well they fare against the first earphones we tested. So firstly, for their appearance, like I said, they have the same or similar shiny grey metallic look that the UC GT800 earphones had, except this one, there's something about it that just looks a lot cheaper. So obviously right off the bat, that's not a great start because they do look and feel cheap, and I've got to say, after that I wasn't really expecting much from the sound. And like I said, although very basic, I did actually like the packaging because there wasn't really anything else needed for it. You had everything you needed there, a manual, the extra buds, and even a case. So if anything, you could actually argue that the packaging, although design-wise wasn't as good as the first earphones, practicality for these ones was a lot better. So now moving on to the sound for these earphones, I have actually run different tests on it, like just general frequency for sound quality and frequency for the bass, just to test how good the bass is and the sound in general. And I've got to say, I've noticed that these earphones seem to have slightly heavier bass than the last earphones, and that also translates with the frequency. It seems to cope with the lower frequencies slightly better than the first ones did. Although not overly noticeable, some people might prefer that over the first ones, but personally it doesn't really make a difference for me. It's not noticeable enough for you to say, hey, these ones are better than the first ones. And secondly, these earphones seem to be slightly louder than the first ones I tested, although not necessarily a selling point, and not that the first ones were actually quiet. It's just something you might want to take into account when you're actually considering buying these ones. And although I didn't actually have high hopes for these earphones when it came to sound, I was surprised to find that the frequency range of these earphones was actually slightly better than the first ones. Although it was only by around 10 Hz, it's again just something that you could say makes these earphones slightly better when it came to the audio quality. Anyway, I know that those last two things were all things that I said were only slightly better, and that's because they actually were, but one thing that was actually very noticeably better with these ones compared to the first ones is the actual mic quality. I mean, I tested them, I did a few different quotes and lines speaking into both microphones and then playing them back using the same speaker, not through the earphones, just the speaker on my phone, and the P100s were very noticeably better than the first earphones, which could be a selling point for a lot of people. And finally, the one thing I didn't like about these earphones, and that was that noise isolation was not as good as the first ones. I mean, I would put them both in, listening to some music at the same level, and testing by like banging or just listening out for the environment around me, and the noise isolation on the P100s wasn't as good as the GT800s. With these earphones, I've got to be honest, they're not that comfortable and they're very bulky, which makes it especially harder for people with smaller ears, and for me as well, I found it very hard for them to stay in my ear. I had to switch to the biggest spare earbuds possible, which I don't usually have to do, just for them to stay in my ear. So to compare the first earphones and the second earphones, it does seem that these ones, the P100s, do actually have slightly better audio quality, and I do like the heavier bass myself. But even with the better mic quality, for me personally, that doesn't outweigh how practical the GT800s are. I mean, they're meant to be budget sports earbuds, and they work perfectly for me. The fins on them make it a lot easier to stay in your ear. They're a great shape to stay in your ear anyway without the fins, and they look and feel a lot more premium. And considering the audio quality on these P100s being not actually dramatically better, for me, I would still stick with my GT800s over the P100s. So that's it, that's my review video for the P100 earphones. I hope it helped you in some way and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching.